Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the best moves on every single character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in my own personal opinion. Now do keep in mind that this is 100% my own opinion. I only have a certain amount of time that I can play on every single character, or that I faced every single character, so this is essentially just from what I personally believe are their best moves. And I'm sure that in some cases there are going to be better moves, and if that is the case, please tone down in the comment section down below the character and what movie you thought would maybe fit a little bit better than what I thought. With that also in mind, today we're going to be doing the first part of a 3-part series on this. I'm probably going to go over the first 2 rows, and then the next 2 rows, and then the next 2 rows. So I guess subscribe if you want to see all 3 episodes, as it will take a little bit of time because I don't want to put them all in one video. With that all in mind though, guys, thanks for watching, and let's get going. Starting off with Mario, I feel like he's pretty hard to talk about because he has a lot of moves that are good, but when you look at him, you don't really think of one over-centralizing move that you use all the time. Now, if there's one thing though that I'm going to say is great about Mario, it's gotta be his throws. And I'm going to put throws into one section, so, throws count as one move, because essentially they do the same exact thing, at least with Mario. With his up throw and his down throw, what they do is lead to, start all of his combos. Lead into down air, into up air, lead into up air, down throw into forward air at later percents, and potentially lead into like down throw, up air, get on platform, up air, platform, up throw, up air, up B. They just kind of lead to everything you need as Mario. And while you could say up air is potentially kind of in the same ballpark, I feel like down throw is the thing that sets it up, that really makes Mario work as a character, and in general, one of his best moves. In previous games, I'd potentially say that Donkey Kong's best moves are either his back air or his up air, because his back air, extremely safe, very far range, does a ton of damage, could combo himself in some games, and his up air, well, you got yourself the ding dong. And that's really all I have to say right there. In this game though, he kind of loses some of the functions on those moves, and as well, a lot of characters either can get out of his moves easier now, or just have a sword that can beat it out. With that in mind, I'm going to say that Donkey Kong's best move has got to be his cargo throw now. It A, leads to combos, which is great. It B, gets your opponent off stage for free, which is great, and C, it kills extremely early compared to everybody else's throws. Link's Nair almost made it to this list because of its speed, its power, its utility, but the thing I had to put above that, which might be a little controversial, is going to be his down B, his bomb. The remote detonated bomb gives so much to Link. It gives him a better recovery, it gives him a very good camping game, it gives him offensive pressure game if you Z-drop the bomb on your opponent, and it just gives him so much setups that just no other character has. I think it's the most interesting part about this character for sure, and if you can utilize it to its fullest potential, it just gives you something that nobody has at all. just applying one of the best things for Link. I'm gonna put Samus and Dark Samus in the same boat right here, and that boat is their neutral B, the charge shot. I think this one was pretty obvious because while Samus and Dark Samus do have some other good moves, they all kind of focus on supporting the charge shot. The side B kind of gives you some time to get up your charge shot. Down B kind of gives you some space to get up your charge shot. Up B out of shield, well, you hit your opponent away, you get that charge shot. I feel like when you watch Samus players, it's always about charging that up, getting ready for the perfect time to use it, and then killing with it. Especially in Smash Ultimate, this thing is ridiculous. It used to do so much shield damage, and it still does a lot even after the nerf. It does way too much percent, and it kills way too early. Yoshi's Nair, I think, is a pretty clear winner for this character because it kind of does everything you need for Yoshi. Yoshi's a character that either spams the eggs or goes in and applies a lot of pressure. And when you aren't spamming eggs, you're using a lot of Nair. It's great out of shield. It's great on your opponent's shield, either crossing them up or not crossing them up. It can hit them on the ground, leading to tech chases, which can lead you to getting kills. It can edge guard pretty easily. It just kind of does a little bit of everything. A lot of characters' Nairs are pretty dang busted, and Yoshi's size 14, it's got to be one of the best. This next move kind of hurts me a little bit because with Kirby, his down air could be so good if he was just a little bit faster. It could combo way better, you could set up into it way better, just do everything way better. But even as it is, and even with Kirby not being a great character, I still think it's definitely his best move because it combos, it does a ton of damage, it can edge guard super easily, extremely long lasting, and it can actually lead to kills at certain percents. It's one of those moves that just kind of does everything you want for with Kirby, and while it could have more range, as it is, it's pretty dang good. Fox's Nair is just kind of the Oonga Boonga move that a lot of people will complain about, because like many other Nairs, you can just kind of throw it out all the time, and it's so hard to deal with. If you don't parry Fox's Nair, he can either jump right in front of you and use it, and he'll pretty much be safe if he does a grab, or if he does a jab, he can jump behind you and cross you up and up tilt, and that's super annoying to deal with. He can Nair to Nair to Nair, and it's super annoying to deal with that. Nair can lead into up smash, Nair can lead into some weird tech chase situations. Overall, Nair is one of those moves that you're going to be seeing Foxes spam literally all of the time. Great for aggression, great for a little bit of defense, kind of does everything for this character, and if your character has a sex kick like Fox's Nair, they're in for a good time. Pikachu has a ton of good moves, so honestly this one could kind of go a lot of different ways. You could say that his Nair is probably his best move because it leads to so many combos. You could potentially also say that his Downer is his best move because it spikes so early, it also leads to some combos, has a giant hitbox. You could also say that his Thunder Jolt is his best move because it's a great projectile that kind of allows him to do everything he wants to do. In my opinion though, Pikachu's best move is going to be his up B, his recovery. Now, the reason for this is because A is one of the best recoveries in the game, lets you go super far off stage and just kind of lets Pikachu edgeguard no matter where he is, just like he wants to. And as well, B, it's one of the only recoveries in the game that actually allows you to apply pressure on your opponent or get at a disadvantage. Nothing else really does that. It's very unique in that way, and I feel like it just kind of works greatly with his kit, works greatly with him being so small in the first place, and while he does have a lot of other options as well, this in my opinion is probably his best one. Luigi is a super easy pick. You got down throw, down air, down throw, nair, down there. You get your 0 to death combos. There's really not much else to say about this character. He's a lot of weaknesses, but his throw is dang ridiculous. I feel like Ness is in a lot of ways like Pikachu, where he actually has a ton of great moves. Ness's Nair is amazing, get off me tool, get on your opponent tool, deal a lot of damage. Out of shield, it's great for all of that. Ness's side B, PK Fire, we all know how annoying that is. His up B, actually one of the better gameplay tools in the game, get a ton of damage. Down smash, great for that as well. But the move I'm going to say is potentially Ness's best, in my opinion, is going to be his forward air. Now the reason for this is because it's a giant hitbox that comes out very fast, that does a ton of damage, that combos into itself and out of itself. You can actually drag people down with this, into down tilt, into grab, into certain kill moves. I feel like it's just one of those things that just works. Now you could also potentially say his down B is his best move if you could optimize it. There's a lot of potential stuff going on with Ness, but for myself, I'm going to say forward air is, at least in the majority of games. Falcon's another character with a ton of great moves, from neutral air to up air, even potentially his knee if you happen to hit in a ton of games, but I feel like his most good, consistent move has to be his attack cancel back air or just his back air. Now the reason this is so good is because his whole kit kind of leads into this. His nair combos into it, his back air combos into it, his up air combos into it, and other than just having combos into it and out of it, you also have the potential to kill with this move, to edgeguard with this move, to get it back onto the stage with this move. It just does so much for the character, and while it isn't way too flashy compared to some other characters, it is one of the most useful moves you could have on a character, I'm going to say. So with Jigglypuff, you know, she's got one option for her busted move, and that's got to be her rest. You can go up air into rest, you can go up tilt, up air into rest, you can go side B into rest. There's a lot of weird setups into it in this game that just kind of work, and while it isn't nearly as strong as it should be still, and while stuff doesn't combo to it nearly as much as it should possibly do, I feel like it's still that one thing about this character that just kind of seems busted, that I love seeing, and while some of her aerials might be more consistent, this one just packs a punch that nothing else does. Onto the second row, we got ourselves Peach and Daisy, and these characters have so much stupid stuff about them. Their recovery, one of the best in the entire game. Their aerials, some of the safest in the entire game, because if you float cancel them, they all count as full hopped. Their down B, turn up, one of the best projectiles in the game. Their side B, one of the safest moves in the game that can also kill. There's so much dumb stuff, but above all of those, I'm going to say that their best move has got to be their down tilt, because if you get hit by one of these things, you are taking 40 to 80%, just straight up. There's nothing you can do about it. If the Peach player kind of knows what they're doing at all, it's going to be coming straight at you. There aren't very many other moves in this game that can guarantee you to get that. And yeah, while she does have so many other busted things, down tilt, it's got to be number one. Bowser's a character with a lot of weaknesses, but also he has some of the best moves in the entire game. His flamethrower does like 40% whenever it hits. His down smash, it's ridiculous. It has super armor, kills super early, whatever. His up tilt, one of the best anti-airs in the entire game. Neutral air comes into back air and forward air super well, and forward air, speaking of that, kills super early and has a ton of range and is just like a sword aerial. What the heck? Bowser has so many good things, but I feel like the best parts about him has got to be his up B and his side B. And I'm going to put side B slightly above up B, but they kind of do the same thing, but just kind of opposite. So the main usage is that you use these moves when your opponent jumps on you and attacks your shield. If your opponent normally jumps on you and attacks your shield and tries to go for another attack, well, you up B out of shield, you hit him, and if they didn't space perfectly, you got yourself like 15%. While on the other hand, if your opponent jumps at you, attacks your shield, and then shields himself, well, you just jump at side B, and then you grab him, and you do a bajillion%. And it just makes it that playing with Bowser's shield is so annoying, and no other character has anything similar to this. It's so good. I'm going to put side B slightly above up B because A, his recovery isn't that good at actually recovering, and B, because the side B can trade stocks, and C, because the side B actually kills quite early. If you get it around like 120%, it's going to be killing, while his up B doesn't really kill ever. Both of those are amazing moves, and Bowser, yeah, he just does some of the most busted moves in the whole game. The best thing about Ices has to be their desync, so I'm going to personally count that as their best move. Now, yes, it is technically a move that you can input because it's just a series of inputs, so it's kind of a cheat, but this is the main thing that Ice Climbers do, and this is the main thing that makes the character so good. It allows you to combo side B into side B into side B. It allows you to get kill confirms off one character using down B while the other one is using side smash. It lets you cover almost every single ledge option. Being able to desync as this character is just ridiculous, and just the best thing about them. Sheik's a really hard case to talk about because all of her aerials are good, but none of them are necessarily completely broken. They all lead to good combos and deal good damage and have good range, especially her forward air, but there's nothing super special about him. Her down throw is pretty good, but nothing super special. Her recovery isn't that special in this game anymore. Her neutral B isn't that great anymore. So I'm going to say the only really great thing about this character is going to be her down B bouncing fish, because it still allows you to get out of a ton of bad situations. It still allows you to kill. You can still combo into it. And it's just good in that way. I'm going to say that it's not nearly as good as it was in the previous game, and she overall is just a good character in this game with no exact move that carries her. So, you know, it's kind of disappointing that that's the case, but that's kind of how it would be. Zelda's specials are just some of the most broken things in the game. From her up B, which just gets free kills if your opponent attacks your shields at times, to your neutral B, which makes your opponent has to play super patiently, and to some characters just completely shuts down their entire kit, to her down B, which is definitely a rest move because it's one of those moves that you can just spam all the time. In most matchups, there's no reason to not be using this. You want it on the field, you just set it up, you either go in and attack with it, you use it to play defensively, you edgeguard with it, you ledge trap with it. You can do just kind of whatever you want with this move. The Phantom is definitely one of her best options, and if you play as or against Zelda, you're going to see it being used a ton. Dr. Mario's down B kills it like 40%. Literally for no reason. I don't understand why this does this. It's one of those things that you can set up with down throw to down B that you can kill your opponent off stage really easily with. If he had a better recovery, this move would be even better. But yeah, this is just one of those dumb attacks that is just dumb in Ultimate because of his base knockback. But, you know, you got to get something to dock, so there you go. Pichu's a lot like Pikachu, where he just kind of has everything you want. He has a great recovery, a great projectile. His tilts are amazing. His forward tilt used to be busted. It would have been #1 if he didn't get nerfed, but still is really good. His smash attacks, down smash, and forward smash kill stupidly early. He can lead into his down B, which is great. And he can edge guard amazingly. But I think his best move has got to be his backer, because it A, can edge guard, which works with everything else. It B, can kill it like 40% off stage, which is dumb, or like 80% near the middler part of the stage. C, it can actually combo really easily into it, and it can lead into lightning loops. It's one of those moves that just kind of does everything you want to his Pichu, and if this move got nerfed, I think it would hurt him the most out of anything else, so it's got to be his best move. I can't even make a joke about this. Falco's up tilt is just the character at this point. It has the best frame data out of anything in his kit. It is the best thing for comboing. It's safe enough that you can use it quite often, just kind of spam it. Leads into kill confirms with back air. Has some weird jank that can lead into up B at certain times. It just kind of does everything you want. It kind of is the character at this point. And if you're Falco main, you're going to be using this a ton. If you're playing against Falco, you're going to be seeing this a ton. Giant hitbox, tons of damage, literally everything you could want. Mars forward smash is just dumb. It kills it like 40% near the edge of the stage. Near the middle, it can kill it around like 60, and it still has the great frame data and range that Lucina's has. Now, as with everything, you have to hit the taper with Mars, which does make a lot of his moves quite a bit worse. But yeah, forward smash is the one move that I can definitively say, if you hit that well, it's probably his main reason to pick him up over Lucina. The hype that comes from this, the kills that come from this, the moments that come from this move, definitely the most important part about him. Lucina's entire sword is kind of her best move. I mean, you got forward air, which is just free spacing, tons of damage, can edge guard. You got back air, which kills at ridiculous percents. You got, forward smash, which is one of the fastest smashes in the game that also kills some of the earliest percents, at least, for its risk reward. She's so good. She has so many dumb things about her. Now, I'd potentially say maybe her best move could be her Nair, because it is one of the more spammable things in neutral. It can, be used landing and can be used while you're rising. It just has a lot of great usages. But overall, I feel like she's one of those characters where you could argue like a bajillion different moves, but Nair or F smash are probably my highest ones. Youngling's projectile game is just dumb. Now, of course, his aerials in general are dumb. They link into each other. They do way too much. He has so much speed. It's great. But his projectiles, I think, are just the thing that kind of puts him above everybody else. You can go side B into like anything. You can go bombs into like anything. And mainly, you can go arrow into arrow into arrow into arrow. Now, while it isn't quite as good as I think a lot of us thought it would be from the pre-release or even from the early meta, his fire arrows has still been way better than any projectile really is in this game compared to everybody else. And I feel like being able to use it at close range, being able to use it at far range, being able to use it at pretty much any situation definitely makes it his best move, at least my own opinion. He has a lot of other great moves as well, but at least for me, this is the one that you're going to be seeing the most. Ganondorf has dumb moves. His down tilt hitbox is way too big. His forward smash and up smash kill at just ridiculous percents. His dash attack actually is great. It kills combos. His up air, also great. Forward air, so early. His back air is super safe. It doesn't make any sense. But his best move has got to be his neutral air. You can use this thing in like any situation, and it's safe, and it does a lot of damage, and it can kill, and it can edge guard, and it can ledge trap, and it can just do everything. His nair is so good, and if it was on any other character, a character that's either shorter or that was faster, it would have to be nerfed. On Ganondorf though, a character that is kind of slow, that is really big, that is really easy to combo, you know, it's kind of acceptable. It has such a good move. But yeah, Ganon's nair, this thing is scary. And with that all said, we are done with the first 2 rows of characters for their best moves in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, in my own personal opinion. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, this is just what I've experienced, what I personally believe. I don't know the utilization of every single move. I'm not a main of every single character, of course, so you probably have a little bit more experience if you are a main of that character, so please leave that down in the comment section down below and tell me why you think one move is maybe a little bit better than the move I personally said. I at least believe that all the moves I talked about are some of the character's best moves, but if you have a certain move that you think is definitely way better, please tell me down there as well. Subscribe if you want to see more videos of this series, as there are going to be something coming in the near future. Top right of the screen is going to be a card for a playlist of more videos like this. And as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And as always, have a smashing day.